open up the phones. That was about as bad a Cowboy loss at a big juncture. That was a big game last night. National TV, at home, middle of the season, get to 500, team they should beat, and they played like that. Man, be careful. And I'm telling you, you want to judge when Jerry's. Everyone always knows when Jerry. Want to know when Jerry's going to clean house. You know when Jerry's going to clean house? Check it out. When he's got empty seats, when his luxury boxes are up for renewal, stuff like that. That's when he changes coaches. Jerry, it's all about business because he runs the team. So he's not worried about evaluating personnel because the guys who are there because he wants them there. Because he's the boss when it comes to personnel. And he loves Garrett. But the bottom line is, when he gets to the point where he can't sell seats and can't sell luxury boxes, that's when he makes a change. Tony in Hoboken, what's up, Tony?
Hi, Mike. Speaking about personnel, I really admired something you said last week about the Le'Veon Bell situation. You know, every summer for the last couple of summers, it feels like he's not coming to summer practice. It feels like he's not going to show up for the first couple of games. This year, I never expected this to go this far. Now we're hearing rumblings he may come back this week. But last week you said something that it was extremely difficult in the modern.
I don't think they're going to bring him back. I don't think they'll let him come back.
Well, when you look at what Connor's doing, again, it kind of gets to my point. You made a statement last week which really opened my eyes to understanding football and the caps and the structure of how they have to fit into these gigantic salaries. You said last week that it was almost impossible in modern football to have a almost maxed out quarterback and a maxed out running back on the same team. With the Steelers, you have potentially a maxed out quarterback with Roethlisberger. You've got the wide receiver Antonio Brown, and then you've got to try to figure out how to
a lot of teams won't even do it.
Third guy who's going to be the highest.
Well, you have three guys on the team there, and I don't even like talking about Bell, but there it's even worse because you have three guys on the offense. See, Gruden objected to having a quarterback and a pass rusher be over 22% of his salary cap. That's the Belichick way. He will not have that. You can do that when you're Belichick, though. And you've won all those years. You can do whatever you want. He comes in and he's got a ready-made situation, and he trounces it. Now, the problem was he got rid of the wrong guy because the problem was Carr's making too much money. Mack was worth what he was going to get paid. But he went on the same premise. Oh, the Pats would never have 22% of their salary cap locked up in two players. And he's right, they won't. But they can get away with it. And they've also got Brady to always take a home count discount. The Steelers would have all this money locked up in three offensive players, which is very tough to do. The Giants now have a lot of money locked up in two, although Eli's going to be departing, so that'll take care of that part of it. See, if you can get a good young quarterback like, let's say, Seattle did with Wilson, get a guy who's is effective, who's not getting paid a lot, you get those years. They're free years. I mean, you can get that guy, and he's playing, and he's doing well, and you can pay other positions, and you don't have to pay the quarterback. Once you got to pay the quarterback, it changes things. You have to make concessions to paying the quarterback. Bob in Little Ferry, what's up, Bob?
Yeah, hi, I'm Mike. Mike, what I love about sports is that we're all entitled to our opinions.
Yeah, sure.
That's what makes it fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't always agree with you, but that's cool.
That's
we
fine.
all have our opinions.
That's
but
fine.
you said something a little while ago that stopped me in my tracks.
Mm-hmm.
You basically said that the Yankees should never, ever consider trading Torres.
Yes.
But you kind of suggested that to get one of these players and to make a trade, that you would probably maybe include Andujar.
Yeah.
And the reason you said it is you said that maybe he's peaked out already.
Well, because I think I think he has. I think he's got there. I think he got there way ahead of schedule offensively, and he has no ability defensively. So he's a DH on a team that has too many DHs.
In my opinion,
why do you think he didn't play the last game?
Well, because the defense, and I think that was crazy.
Well, if you got a guy, you had a guy pitching that night who was afraid that he would ruin the game for him. So you had to send him out there, and he didn't want to be sent out there with that guy behind him, where that guy that night's going to field a bunch of ground balls, and he was afraid he'd throw away a couple of runs, and that was the problem. He is a
I understand that,
he is
Mike,
a very substandard third baseman, who they have
Mike
some
Schmidt was
questions
terrible,
about.
right? I mean, just to throw out an example,
Wait,
wasn't it terrible?
Listen.
Philly fans just to boo him like crazy.
Yeah, but it doesn't. But Mike Schmidt was bad, but he had ability. Andujar does not have ability to be a good third baseman. He has a substandard arm, first of all, and his.
I don't
footwork,
think he ever played third in his
and
life.
his foot. Well, listen. Hey, the proof's in the pudding. Now, I wouldn't ever trade Torres, because the guy has. Now, here's the one thing: the difference is they don't love Torres' attitude. They love Andujar's attitude. He's a great kid. Okay? Torres, his attitude's a little, a little lackadaisical sometimes. So I can see that being a bit of an issue, but he's 21 years old. Now, I'm not giving Andujar away under any circumstances, but if you're talking about getting an ace, you have to give up something. And sometimes you trade something on the high side. You're talking about a kid who right now has a very high ceiling in terms of worth, because he just put up astronomical numbers, and he's going to win Rookie of the Year, and rightly so. He's a very good offensive player, but he might be a DH. And that limits who he is on a team full of DHs. Because if you got three guys fighting to be the DH in 2 years there, that's a bit of a problem. When Stanton, Sanchez, and Andujar are all DHs. That's a bit of a problem on one team. So that's something they have to deal with. And they can turn around and get Machado, play Machado at short, and then when Didi comes back, put Machado at third, and have Didi at short, Machado at third. With Torres at second, they have an all-star infield. How about if they had Harper at first, Torres at second, Didi at short, and Machado at third? They now have the recreation of their infield from the A-Rod, Jeter, Cano days. Stephen Olbridge, what's up, Steve?
Hey,
okay. Hey, let's get to him. All right, now basketball.